Hi, Susan here from SusanBlueRobot.com. I'm here today with another card making video. This time I'm going to make a house. I'm using Make the Cuts Pop-Up Cards Studio. I have done this house in one of my other videos. It was Help 002 side opening pop-up house, and I showed how I did use different effects to get this house done. So now I'm going to do this house here just to give sort of another view of a house. So what we'll do is, first off, I'll start with this side, the side view, the side part of the house. So I'll bring in a square. I'll zoom in by using the roller wheels on my mouse. Now what I want to do is make a 2-inch square. So with that, hang on, I want to change these around, sorry. I'll drop that back down there. Okay, with the lock on, I'll change this to 2 inches. Push enter. And I want to put that on the bottom plane, and I also want to put it on the x-axis of 0.5. Now that is a 1/2 inch from the side, and it's on the bottom plane. We'll just double check that. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to put a roof on that. So I might just take it down a bit so it's not too tall a house. Not much. Okay. So I want to bring in the arch steps. I want to put a split mirror. Now the split mirror, the axis of the halfway is here. I want the axis of the halfway at 1.5. So it's halfway between this one and this one where I'm working. So I just go 1.5 down here. 1.5. So now it's on the halfway mark of this piece. This is why I put this on the axis of 0.5. I've got a 2-inch house, so I know that 1.5 is where I want my arch. I want to do a straight roof, not an arched roof, so I go all the way across to the other side, and I go across here, click there, let go. You can go as high as you like or as short as you like for your arch steps. In this case, I want to go about there. When the blue dotted line going downwards is dotted, you go click, and there you have your first part of your house. So what I want to do is join all them. So we go join. Now I'll take the space bar, and that'll take me to the very top one. At the moment, I won't do the top one, but I'll do the next one down. So holding the shift and control at the same time, I use my roller wheel, it'll go to the next one down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do auto quad, leaving it on split mirror. Roll around. You can control and get it right into the center. Use your right mouse key and get it into a position that you're happy with. The idea is to get it so where you can see it. You can zoom in as much as you like. Right, I click there, and that puts the two of them on. Hold the control shift, go down, it'll go to the next one in line. click, 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 and so on down, making sure on these that you've got your dotted lines going both up and down. Click, click. So there I have most of my roof for that done except for the very top. So what I'll do is go up to the top, turn the split mirror off, go click, click, and there I have my first part of the house. What I can do is I'll hit this reset soon, and there's the house. Now I want another house, part of the house in front of that. That was at 1 inch. I'm going to do this one at say 1.75, and this time I'm going to build the house in the center. So this was on the side, and this one I want in the center. So it's a 6-inch card across, so I'll know where my center is. So we'll bring in, no, I don't want the arch steps yet. We'll go back to here and I'll bring in a shape of a square again for the bottom of my house. Now I want a square of, I want it to be taller than the back house, so say 2.5 we'll try. Enter, which gives me a bigger house. So we'll see what that's like. Center. Is it maybe, yeah, I think that's how I'd like it. So the back house is slightly smaller. Maybe 2.2. And this is the thing that there's nothing to say that you can't alter the size as you go along to work out exactly what you're really happy with. Okay, so now I want to put a roof on that. I'll bring that down ever so slightly. It's in the center and on the bottom plane. So when I do my arch steps now, I want the shadow, the split mirror to be from this very center of the card. So I'll bring in the arch steps, split mirror, and I want this to be 3. Because I know that the card is 6 inches wide, so half of that is 3. Once again, it's over on this one, so that means that it's not arched at all, it's straight up and down nearly. So I click here, click to where you want it in the center. When you've got into the center, try not to go above that white line, otherwise your design will be out the top of the card. Right, we'll have it about there. Then what I do is I select them and do a weld, and there I have my front of my house. Out from the other one. So now what I do is I space bar and go down 1. Okay, so pan around. This is the idea. Don't just think that you can't pan around and roll in and get it. So now I want auto quad. I'm going to do the first 3. Then after the first 3, I'm going to have to take the split off because I have to take these to the to the house. So we'll see how we go. Now we put this back on the snapping, 1/18. Click there, click there. Control, nope, sorry. Control Shift down wheel. Right. Now we've got to see where we're going. Take that off. We can do both sides at singly. Right. Now this one isn't touching the house yet. This one isn't touching the house yet, so we need to take this one to the back. Down there. And this one. And the idea is, yes, I'm doing this for the video and I have practiced a heck of a lot before I made the video. But the idea is there is no hurry for you to get it done, you know, as quick as this. You want to be happy with the finished result. Don't have to keep up with anyone else. You have to enjoy playing with the program. Not stressed that you have to get your anchors on, it's quick. It all comes in time, and I've been sitting playing with it for a while. Now just pan around. I think the next one's going to take us to the side of the house. Okay, this one will take us to the side of this house. Possibly. If in doubt, you go print preview. We want to look at this side of the house, the left-hand side of the house. And we looked at, no, there's nothing, it's not anchoring to anything, it's in thin air. So we need to take that one still to the back of the house. Go back here and we do an undo. Did that. Okay, so here we have our nearly completed main structure of the house. The rest is just adding the fun parts. So I'll click there, and put there. So we have our house that's now starting to look like a house, but we'll come out another 2 inches. No. 2 inches. Hit enter. So we're going to put this little porchy thing here. That will be in the center of the house. We'll bring in a square. Now, I'm zoomed in here and I've brought in the square. It's up in the very corner. All you need to enter. It'll bring it down into your view. So you don't have to pan out and go and find your little house thing. So we want that at 0.5 at 1, and we want it in the center and down the bottom. It's on the bottommost plane. Okay, so now I want to put a little arch step on that, and this is where the good thing comes in from the arch steps. Split mirror. You can take it down to 3. Just to go like that. And I put a little bit of a step. You can have any number of steps you want. Of course, it's all depending on, you don't want your anchors too thin, because 1, it'll be very hard to fold, and 2, it'll be very flimsy. So we'll go select all and we'll go weld, and now we're going to put anchors on them, and we're just taking that back to the house. Click there, click there. Now, okay. Okay, we'll bring that to okay. We'll go to the top of that. I don't know what's happening here. Oh, because I'm doing arch, do not turn it back to auto quad. Nah, see, we all make mistakes. And all of you that are following along, making it at the time, will go, oh, I just did that 3 times like she just did it. Sorry about that, everybody. And we go click, click. Because we're fairly far through the video, I'm not even going to stop that again because I made a mistake. You get to see that I do make mistakes. So we're going to bring in another square. It's up in the corner, but I'm panned in, so I'll just go here and go say 5, enter, and it'll come down into your view. Okay, take the snapping off because we're going to put a little door in this. Now, as I said in one of my videos, if you're going to put a door in, you've got to realize that this bottom of this bit of the entranceway is going to be folded. So the best tip for making doors is put your door with the hinge slightly up from that, so it's a lot better when you're putting it together. So I'll put a hinge on that, which is this hinge button down the bottom. A hinge, and we'll see that the hinge can be that side. If you want the hinge on the right, just click the hinge on the right, depending on which way you want your door open or shut. I think I'll have it on the left. And just this is not a pop-up mechanism for your card, so when you open your card, it's not going to open and shut like this. But when it cuts, it's going to cut on the 3 sides and leave a score line down here, so you can just fold it back. Accept. Okay, so now what we have is we have our house with all ready to be decorated, and we'll put a tree on this side of the house. So I think I'll put that at a plane of 1, and I'll bring in my tree. It's not much of a tree, but it'll do for this example. Here's my tree. What I need to do is make sure that's got a flat bottom. So I go exclusive rec. So I've given that a flat bottom, and I don't want to shrink it too much because I want it to tower above the house. So what I should have really done is found a narrower tree, but for this instant we'll just make it narrow. But I need it below this. Sorry, I need it below this white line here, so it doesn't stick out the top of the card. And I don't need it to cut me side of me card off. So I think that looks. So what it looked like a normal tree now is a very skinny, tall tree. So we'll make sure that's on the bottom plane again, and not above the top of the card. Now what I want to do is add somewhere where I can make the anchors to the back of the card, which are straight lines. People are saying, oh, can't we have a circle and make it to anchor it? No, there's nothing to anchor it to. What I'm going to do here is just make this side of the tree a bit further out so I can anchor the tree here. So we'll select that, hold the shift key down, select that and go weld. So I brought this part of the tree out a bit. So now I'm going to do an exclusive rec and just trim and anchor that side and anchor that side. And it's still looking sort of like a tree. And we'll go spacebar, Control Shift, Control Shift and roll the wheel down. And there I have my tree. So we're slowly getting there. This is the house without windows, or it's got a door but without windows. Now we're on this back plane here. I'm going to add 2 windows over here. So what I like to do, because if you use the eraser on here, it'll take some of the things. So I build it slightly off the house and then move them on, which I'll show you what I mean now. We'll bring in a square. So that's now where I can see it, so that's okay. And we sort of work out how big we want the chair, how big we want the window. And say, just bring it over here, check, yep, that's about right. So we've got to build the window in this. So first off, I want a shadow, and I want that to say 1 millimeter. Now with this one, I want to do a copy. This is the smaller one, and paste. And now with that pasted one, I'm going to, what I want is I want to get three little squares down and two across. So I'll do a duplicate of that. Duplicate. No. I do 2 columns across with a space of, say, I'm using the arrow keys up and looking at my actual picture, and we want to go 3 down, hopefully. Yep, we can just tweak that a little. Accept. Right, now what I'm going to do now is I'm holding the control key and the right key and moving the mouse so it's in view. Then I'm zooming in. And this is the benefit of being able to zoom in so you can work on what you're, so you can have things in front so you can see what you're doing. So that's going to be my house. Now what I want to do is I want to add, so this is the windows, and I want to do the pane. So this will just chop out if I do this one here, hold the shift key down, select this one, I do a join. So if I just leave this as it is, it's just going to fall out and there's going to be no glass. So what I do is I use the erase tool and say I do an erase across here and on this side and on the opposite. And maybe I think, well, I don't think that's going to cut as big as I think. So I think I want to do 1 millimeter. I'm sorry that I work in millimeters, but in this instant I found it is. Okay, so that was about better. And I put one in the center here and one in the center here. So now when I pan out with panic button, what I call my panic button, and we go join them. So it's all now one piece, and this is going to be the window. So what I want to do is I want to do a copy of that and paste it, just so I know I won't lose the very. Okay, so we put that there. Maybe it needs to be just a little bit smaller. Do a copy and a paste. Change the snapping, and I'll just zoom in. Sorry about that, I just moved it down and my computer didn't keep up. So we'll go up. And when we're happy where that is in place, I used the arrow keys so they didn't get out of alignment. Now I want to do a copy of those two together because they will look good on the front of the thing. I do a copy of that, but what I also do is then I select the house and the windows, and so that it appears as a virtual shot when you do the virtual snapshot, you go join. Select them all. You go join. That's better. And there you have your house. Now we hold the D key down and go to this plane, and we go paste in place. Or paste. Put them there. Okay, I'm happy with that. I want to do a copy of that because it's on the house where I want it. I'll do a copy of it here and then paste in place over this. Paste in place, and I use the arrow keys and take it across to the other side to put it where I'm happy. Then I know that they're all going to be in line at the right place. If you think that it needs to come back in towards the door a bit, change your snapping down and just come back a 16th. Okay, now what I need to do is I'd like to go and get this window here that I've done a copy of because I no longer need it really. I want to cut that into the clipboard. Now using up here the scissors is cutting it in the clipboard. If you use the delete key on your keyboard, that is cutting it not into the clipboard, so that will become useful at times. So hold the D key down and go back to this plane and push paste. So this brings this in so I can put this window up here. And I might make it a little bit littler. And there we have that. Now it's just all the fine tuning of the card. We select everything on that plane and we do a join. Right, so now if I did a snapshot of that, preview of that, and it's rendering, and it's we see the start of our house taking place. Now I want to show you this, see how this is got the windows and all in it on the preview over this side. If I hadn't of done a join here, this is what you would have got. And people go, I put my house windows in, but when I did a preview they weren't there. See how they're not here on this virtual snapshot? It's because you haven't done your join. Now you have your little house. You can add bits and pieces to it. Now, people also are going, oh, we want the overhang for the gable of the house and things. What I do for that sort of thing is I bring in the drawer, click there, click up there, click, so I'm getting the shape of the roof. But I don't like that. Hang on. Go undo. Alright. What I'll do is I'll bring in a triangle. This triangle will do. Bring this down. And we'll make this the shape of the triangle that we want. Scrap that, scrap that, scrap that. Okay. Bring in this one. And we'll turn it 90 degrees. No. Right. Holding down the control key and with your wheel, you can bring this to whatever degree you want. So bring that to 90 degrees. And so that's nearly what we want. We want to bring it down a bit and out both ways. It's just a matter of getting what you're happy with. So that's where I'm happy with that. I want this top line. So now I take this across to the side and I do a shadow of that at 1mm. Go accept. Then with those two selected, I do a join. Now, yes, you could do dotted lines and dashed lines and things, but this is the way I find that I make sure I get a rustic look the way I like it. Now, first off, we're going to erase the bottom. So I just want the gable like this. Then what I do is just add a few. You can take your time. I'm doing this, just sort of rough and rustic for the video. That's too low. And this will just give the effect that you've got your hangover there, but it's really only lines, but it still looks good. Okay, I want to copy that and paste. And then I'll bring this in here. Put it in place. Select the house by holding the shift and do a join. So now if we do a print preview on that, it's now cuts out your little shaping for the top of your house. And now I'll do a cut of this one. Cut, because I want to go back to this plane here. Do a paste. Okay. You don't make a mistake like that. Okay. Undo, undo, undo. Okay. What I want to do is go back to this, hold the D key down, go back to this. And I go cut that from there, hold the D key down, go to here, and I go paste, not cut, like I just did. Sorry. And I want to put that there. Now, this one, the roof of it is a different alignment. Just tweak it up till you're happy with what you've got. Now, see, this is on top. Here, you break these apart, and you can lower them down to the set order and stuff, but at this point of time, I would just break these apart and click off it, go on here, go delete, delete, and delete that. So now you have that. We go select all of them. We do a join, join. And there we have our house finished. You can add other little things like birds in the sky and things like that on the back of the plane. But it gives you an idea that it's just a matter of thinking of the house, architectural origami house, and working on the different planes. So I hope this helps. This has been Susan Blue Robot at susanbluerobot.com, and hope this video helps. If you'd like to purchase Make the Cut or Pop-Up Card Studio, you can find a link below this video, or on my blog at susanbluerobot.com. I have lots of other videos on my blog, including the other house that I showed at the start of the video. And, you know, like this is just a basic house, but you can take it further and further as you get used to doing it. Start off small, and in no time you'll be going, okay, I want to add this, I want to add that. Anyway, I'll be back with another video shortly. Thanks very much. Bye.